Hi everyone, it's Craig here. Today we're going to be making a didgeridoo. Got all my equipment here. Here's an example of a didge that I made not long ago. So it's a mini didgeridoo. What we need, first of all, is a tube. Now we can get these tubes from our cling wrap when we're finished using our cling wrap, or our alfoil roll at home. So you can get mum and dad to get one of these for you. We've got some coloured paper and some images that I've collected of different motifs, you know. We've got a kangaroo here, or got a boomerang to stick on our tube. We've also got some coloured dots which we can buy from a newsagent or from Officeworks. So I've got yellow, red, white dots, orange and black. So any colours you want. You don't have to buy all those, but there are a few that I've collected. So firstly, we need a sheet of newspaper to put down underneath so we don't get glue on the table. So we need a glue stick and a pair of scissors that mum and dad are going to use, and a ruler to measure some things. Anyway, first of all, I've decided I'm going to use the colour black. Now these three colours I always like to include in anything I make that's to do with Aboriginal culture, because they relate to the Aboriginal flag. Red for the land, black for the colour of Indigenous people, their skin, and yellow for the sun. So first of all, I'm going to glue some black, and what I do is glue the paper now. I like to make sure the glue is on all four corners and in the middle. There's a fair amount of glue there. Now what we've got to do, very carefully, we place the tube on the edge of the paper and then we roll it like this. Now as you can see, I've got a fair bit of paper there. We don't need that much, but it doesn't matter as long as it sticks. And we make sure that that's right, and we can just press the ends in like that. Okay, if this flips up, we can put a little bit more glue along there and press down. Okay, now I'm thinking, what colour can I do next to the black? And I think I might use a nice green. So I don't want it too long, but I think I might put it to there. I'll just get my pencil. Just make a mark here, that should do it. Then with my ruler, measuring 7.5. Now the reason I'm measuring this is so we have these lines in parallel and even, because we want that to stick on our tube. Now with the cutting, I'd like you to ask mum or dad to do this for you so that we're nice and safe. Cut that like that. Then our newspaper underneath so we don't get the glue on the table. Glue like this. And in the middle. I'm not going to use all this paper because it's a little bit too much, so I can nip that end off. Put that over there. Laying the paper like that, and like I did before, and I just overlap it a little bit so and you can see how I'm rolling the tube like this, and we get a nice solid colour. See, like that. Now the great thing with this activity is we're not using any paint. Hi Johnny.
Hello everyone. Sorry to interrupt this afternoon, but I'm interrupting
Now.
with good news that there is no staff meeting this afternoon. As soon as the last child leaves, you're free to go.
So there we got.
Bye.
We're using paper and glue, and we won't be getting paint over ourselves, which is great. Now, here's the next colour I'm going to use, a nice yellow.
Hi everyone, another interruption. I do apologise.
Glue
We'll be doing
along
well
like
again
this,
for lunch tomorrow. So $7 and same routine as last week.
along like
so
that.
bring your lunches. Thank you. Bye.
And overlapping on this green here, the yellow. And as you can see, I've stuck it down, and then there we are. Now, we've got some nice colours here, black, green, yellow. Now I think it's time to put a nice red down on our didgeridoo. I think I'll do it to about here. Now I'd like this end to be on the other end. So I mark that like that, and then just mark that there. With our ruler. What is it? 10:08. Okay, so we won't be using all this paper. 10:08. And drawing a line like that, and I'd say about this much. That'll do us. Cutting. Now, you can do any colour you like, any coloured paper. You could even just leave it white and just draw over it with coloured pencils and textures if you wish to. It's up to your imagination. But I like to use this colour paper because it's got some brilliantly strong colours. Now, as I'm gluing, see I'm going from corner to corner and making sure all these bits have plenty of glue to stop our... Now, putting it down and overlapping like that, and rolling, 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 and here we go. Beautiful. Now I think I might put the black on the end here. I'm looking for some black. Hopefully I've got some black paper. Unfortunately I haven't, so I'm going to go for blue. That'd be alright. Okay, so overlap it like that, mark there, get my ruler, .53, so I'm going to come to about here. And mark like that. Cutting the paper. And as I said before, please ask Mum and Dad to do the cutting if you're not sure. Glue stick, corner to corner, like this. Tube down and rolling this over like that, and oh, just enough. Perfect.
What are you doing? Solitaire?
Okay, there we are. We've got our tube completely coloured with lovely coloured paper. Now it's time to decorate it. With this one, I've got dots, I've got little bits of offcuts, and I've got motifs that I've found on the internet, printed out and placed. Now, I've got a few different things here. I'm going to use a kangaroo because I love kangaroos. So I'm going to cut that out. Now, as we learn about Aboriginal culture, they love motifs for different animals and aspects of their environment. So I'm going to have my kangaroo stuck on my didgeridoo. Or I should say mini didgeridoo. There you are. You can get Mum to cut this, or Dad. Yeah, I've got a kangaroo there. I might put another animal here on the green. Looking for something. Ah, here it is. I'm going to put a sulphur-crested cockatoo, one of my favourite birds. Cut around like that. Up like that. And like that. Glue. And I'm going to stick my bird down like that. There we go. So we've got our silver-crested cockatoo and our kangaroo on our mini didgeridoo. Now I'm going to bring over my coloured dots. I love contrast. Contrast is when you have something very dark against something very bright, or different colours in the colour spectrum. So I'm going to put my orange dots on my black like this. And as you can see, all I have to do is roll the didgeridoo to turn it around to place my dots in position. Okay, how about that? See? Now, this yellow, if I put yellow on top of yellow, you wouldn't be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some black. Black dots on the yellow. Look at that, how they stand out. Spinning my tube around. And these dots that you buy in your newsagent or at Officeworks, they're fantastic because they're so easy for people to use. All I have to do is just peel them off like that. I don't have to worry about any skill, really, and we can get a great decoration. Now, green. What's a good colour that can sit on a green? Well, in the spectrum of colours on your colour chart, red is an opposite of green, and so that's going to go great there. Green background with red dots. Here we go. Just spinning my didgeridoo around. Now, I've got the red down here. As I mentioned before, we've got these little offcuts, and what we can do, we can just cut the corners like that if you like, and they make a nice visual contrast. We can put some glue on them, these little green triangles, and I can stick them down like that. Look at that. How cool is that? Spinning my tube around, and there. Sometimes glue sticks are a little bit funny in that you get good ones and you get bad ones, but these are going all right. And last but not least, that little spot there. So I'll put a fair bit of glue on that, but as you can see, look what we've done. We're breaking the surface up with lovely colours. Now, last but not least, blue. And I've been eyeing this yellow off this whole activity. Bring it out. Spinning my tube around like that. Like this. We're nearly finished. And last one, I'm going to whack it down there. Here we are. I'd say that that's all right just for the moment, and that looks pretty good. Now, I want to tell you about this. This is your didgeridoo. So when you blow it, only you can blow into it, okay? If someone else wants to blow on your didgeridoo, well, you can make them a didgeridoo, a second one, okay? Now, when blowing, you go with your lips, go in. There we are. See you later, guys. Good luck.